All right, so I'm so nervous. I just got an update that my PhD application update is available for me to check my decision. So I'm about to check. Oh my God. I'm like shaking. I don't even know. So here goes. Oh, God help me. It's been a long time coming. Let me see. This is it, because if I don't get in, then God would let your will be done. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wait to be Dr. Shamanda. Oh my God. This is so... I am shaking right now. Look. I'm about to go tell my daughter. Oh my God. Oh my God. And it is April. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm still in such disbelief, honestly, y'all. Like, this is a dream come true, a long-term goal. It's just like, wow. This is really happening. Next month, I will be starting my doctorate. I will be working on my Ph.D. I'll be a doctoral student. I will be becoming Dr. Shamanda Burston. Like, this is really real. Okay. Well, okay. So if you don't know my backstory, I am a therapist by profession, right? I've been in the field of behavioral health, mental health, addictions, 13 years. And yeah, I think 13 years. And I worked everywhere. I provided services everywhere, in prison, all male prison, hospital psych unit, which is like my favorite, probably one of my favorites. I like the prison too, but I know, right? Weird, but whatever. I like working in the community. I was able to go to people's houses, which I thought I would never ever do. I was always like really scared to do that. For the longest time, I talked to my my colleagues over years, especially when I was starting out. I was like, you're not scared to go to people's houses? And then like years later, I was working the whole prison with different people, like rapists and murderers and all kind of stuff. And then looking at me like, you ain't scared to be around people? No. It's so easy. Yeah. Like, I worked in a group practice, so I'm getting like a lot of like people comment saying congratulations and all that stuff. Oh. So, I've done a lot in these past years, and honestly, I guess the past few years for sure, I've experienced a lot of burnout. Like, I just getting tired of doing that direct work, mostly because of office politics. I don't do office politics very well. I've never been like a group think person. I've never been like, oh, I need to be part of this clique over here. That's never been me. And so I think that shows up, you know, and that's anywhere you work, any kind of job, you experience that almost to some level, to some degree. But I noticed that I'm most happiest when I'm like educating and talking, teaching people stuff. Not necessarily in a big group of people, big crowd, anything like that, but just like a group of people where we have questions, and then with those questions, I'm able to like pull from my experiences to say, hey, this is what I was able to do. This is how I did it. This is what the research shows. This is, you know, all these different things. And so I always felt like, okay, I had two options, right? Either, you know, become a professor and teach new counselors that were coming into the field, or become a supervisor. And the way you become a supervisor, obviously you can like move up and rank at your jobs, which every job I've ever worked, almost every job I've ever worked, they always pretty much asked me if I want to be a supervisor or manager. And I knew I was going to be leaving. So I would always turn it down. I'd be like, no, I would never turn it down. I would just be like, yeah, I could see that one day. You know what I mean? No one getting dang on it well. No. only because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So I don't necessarily I don't want to manage other people's jobs, other people's companies and stuff. It's just something about that didn't sit well with me. I'm just like, because I'm thinking like, you could be doing this for your own company, right? And so, and I never wanted to open my own agency. And I had to always go in and tell people that too from the beginning, because I feel like I think because people see how driven I am, they can become very intimidated by me very quickly. And it's weird, it's kind of sad, because it's like, I'm the last person you'd be worried about, because I don't care about none of this. Like, this is not, as far as opening up a counseling agency, I've never wanted to do that, ever. It's never been something I was interested in doing. I would contract with different agencies and stuff, but I never wanted to have that responsibility of like having an agency and doing the insurance companies. No. So, but supervisor, like supervising new counselors and their license and stuff like that, like that was not something I wanted to do either. Well, it's something, sorry, that was what I wanted to do. But then I was like, you have to get licenses and all that stuff to do that too, right? So then I was just like, I just really want to teach. I want to write. I want to educate. And for me, I realized I was in love with like the filmmaking process, right? Like writing movies about characters who have these different challenges in life and how they overcome them, but writing in an entertaining way and in a way that people, they're learning a lot about themselves and other people, and they don't even realize it because they're so entrenched in the characters and their story. But by the time they finish, they're like, you know what? I didn't even realize this about me or about this person. Or somebody could say, that's how I am and that's how you treat me. Or like, it's like a teachable technique or tool for people, but it's entertaining at the same time. And I feel like, as a therapist, having worked in the field for so long, worked with so many different type of people, there's so many different things I can bring to the entertainment industry and to filmmaking and characters and things of that sort. And I, of course, started with my own story, right? And I finished that, and it's in post-production right now, Wounded Healer. So go follow me there. Go follow the movie page at Wounded Healer Movie on Instagram. So for me, teaching and educating people through cinema, through TV, films, things like that, but also training new counselors, because again, I know I could either teach them in a classroom setting, right? Or I could supervise them, like have a group of people that are in my state or whatever, and just be responsible for supervising them every week, whatever. And that requires a different license, an extra license. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. It's time for me to teach. It's time for me to do what I've always wanted to do from the beginning. I've always saw myself being at the doctorate level. And with this, I can either teach in a university, like in class, or I can teach online. Everything is changing now. Most people are online. A lot of counselors are doing online therapy. So I'm very excited about this journey. Nervous a little bit because I'm going back to school for the first time in like all these years, but I don't think there's a better time to do it, because literally both my children are now teenagers. My son is 14, he turned 14 in January. My daughter turned 13 in February. So now I have two teenagers who are both homeschooled online, right? And they were already homeschooled anyway, so they're used to that. So it is totally different than the first time around, where I had two like toddlers that I had to like make sure they're over there watching SpongeBob and they're good. And then I'm sitting at the kitchen table doing a research paper, and then getting everything ready for school and work the next day. Like, that was my life for so many years. But this time around, my two children are older and they're independent, and they're doing online work too. And they were talking about, oh, we can all sit at the table and do homework together now, Mom. They were so happy and so excited. So I think this is the perfect time. Again, I just finished my first movie, and so the overlap will be perfect, because my goal is, initially I didn't even know what I wanted to do research in. With a doctorate, you have to do a dissertation. And for so many years, I was kind of like, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but it's so amazing because now I know exactly what I'm interested in, what I'm passionate about, and that's cinema therapy. And while I was talking about cinema therapy, and I did a training on I did a course on in cinema therapy. You got a certification on that, but I realized there's not a lot of research on it. There's not a lot of information on cinema therapy. So voila, there we go. I am a movie producer who will be a doctoral student researching cinema therapy. Look at God, okay? So I'm so excited. It's a 3-year program. It's fully accredited, so I can work in I can teach any master's level program for counselors. I'm just so grateful. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. One of my professors, he showed me the reference he sent me, and I know there was a line where he's like, I'm phenomenal. He referred to me as phenomenal. And I just thought, wow. So let me go make this happen. Let me do this. Let me be another, you know, black professor, black female professor. And I just hope that, you know, if you're interested in getting a doctorate or you know, higher education, whatever, you know, you don't allow anything to stand in your way. You don't necessarily have to have it. I only suggest it when you have like a specific goal in mind and you need that to reach that next level. But for me, being a former high school dropout and teen mom of 2, I had 2 children under 2 at the age of 19, and now I'll be working on my doctorate. That's major. That's major. So 3 years from now, God willing, at 35, which is still young, so I'm like, okay then. When I cross that line and I am Dr. Shamanda Burston, I can look back on that young girl I was at 18 when I had my first child and I thought my life was over. But I can look back and say, wow, you know, you did it. You didn't give up. You still became everything you said you wanted to be, with children, with people against you, with limited minimum support. You still did it. So I'm excited to have you guys on this journey with me. Now I have a lot of time. I have a lot of topics to talk about. You guys voted that you wanted me to talk about mental health. I'm gonna stay on that topic, but I need y'all to watch the videos, please. And we're gonna ride this 3 years out. We're gonna have some fun. So I'm excited. And leave me a comment below. What do you think? Are you in school? Have you thought about going to school? What do you want me to talk about in the next vlog? Like, leave me a comment. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. I'm getting my doctorate.